Collectibles King of Fighters RYO SAKAZAKI is officially here, and I have to be honest with you, I am a bit surprised. I was hoping for KO by this time. However, I am super glad we have RYO. So, with that out of the way, let's get him out of the packaging. Now that we have RYO out of the box, real quick, I just want to cover the box here. Now, the render that we have here on the front, it looks great, but I feel like it could have been something different or something a little better. Maybe something facing towards the buyer or the person who is going to open the box or what have you. And then the box is really big. Some collectibles, sometimes their boxes are small, sometimes they're big. But the reason why it's big this time around is because we have this amazing effect here that is almost 3 times the size as RYO's from Street Fighter as his effect. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and see what all the figure comes with. We've already covered his big sphere here. Now I'm not sure the actual name of this attack or of this sphere, but he does have it and it looks really good, highly detailed. Now you get 3 head sculpts and they're all very expressive. They look great. The figure itself, and then you have 7 pairs of hands. You have the closed fist here, and then 6 pairs of hands here as well. And then for me, arguably one of the best accessories of all time, we have this multiple punching here as an effect or as an accessory, and it just looks really damn good. Super impressed by this accessory, and I have been since the pre-order breakdown I did for this figure some time ago. Now with that out of the way, let's get this figure out of the packaging and have a closer look. For the size comparison, we have Storm Collectibles Evil RYO, and then we have Marvel Legends Deadpool. Now he is a little bit taller than Evil RYO, and then he's towering just a little bit over Marvel Legends Deadpool. Now let's bring RYO in and have a closer look. One of the things that blew me away with this figure was the texture on his gi. I think that is like a very nice detail to have, and you can feel it as well all the way through. It looks really good. Great shading on the figure. Very nicely done and detailed. Again, when it comes to Storm Collectibles, they do a great job with their muscle sculptures. It just looks really good. And then I want to bring in Evil RYO here for a second so you can see how his gi, there's no texture really, it's just all plastic and washed basically. But for RYO here, you can see the texture and the detailing. Now let's go ahead and get into the articulation for RYO. As we get into the articulation, you're going to realize that this figure can virtually do it all. He can look up this much, and again, I just love how figure just looks, how the skin and everything, how it just moves and all that. It just looks good. He can look down this much, which is a really good distance. I mean, look at that. Incredible. Lean side to side, of course. And just look at the silicone. Admire the silicone, because they do such a great job. I love the engineering of Storm Collectibles. And then it comes to your T-pose there. Here you go. You can move the arm all the way around. It is double jointed, but because the muscles are very big, that's what you get. Bicep swivel, and then your butterfly joints. Pretty much everything you would expect from a Storm Collectible figure with articulation. RYO can do it here. Now he can tuck in this much. He can lean back this much here. Rock side to side. Rocker movement here. Looking good. For the legs, you get your 90-degree. The feet do extend out. You also have your toe pivot as well. Great rocker movement here for the ankles. I do feel as if this has been updated from previous releases. And then of course you have your split here as well. Now, when it comes to the gi, unfortunately, it doesn't look like you're able to remove the gi. Traditionally, or in the past, you could remove this piece here, and then you can actually remove like the belt. Now, I guess I probably could remove it, because as you see here, this is what it's going to look like. You know, I guess it could be removed, but honestly, I don't think I want to, just because I don't know if I'll be able to get back on. Oh wait, hold on, let's see. Oh, No, see, that's exactly what I did not want to happen. So, I am just going to leave it like this, and then put this back on like so. And we are going to pretend it never happened. Unless I go to sell the figure, then I'll inform the buyer. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the head sculpts, pairs of hands, accessories, and then we'll finish up with the conclusion. When it comes to the head sculpts, Storm Collectibles, they just kill it almost every single time. It's rare that you have any problems from Storm Collectibles with their head sculpt, but as you can see here, RYO looks really good here. So let's go ahead and swap on the second head sculpt and see how great that one looks too. Alright, next up we have his grinning angry face sculpt, and it looks good again. For some reason when I see these figures and the character design, it just screams 90s to me. And I know the game came out in 98, but I'm just getting like 90s nostalgia from this head sculpt. And you don't get that very often. I don't feel that very often, at least. That tells you how special this figure is here. And then lastly, we have his yelling head sculpt. I mean, just really take this in and admire how good this looks. There are not a lot of toy companies out there that are like 1/12 or 7-inch, what have you, that are doing it as good as Storm Collectibles. I mean, just... I truly do love Storm Collectibles. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the pairs of hands. Now, when it comes to the pairs of hands, surprisingly from Storm Collectibles, we're getting a very decent amount. 7 pairs of hands is quite a bit. However, unfortunately, I just have one quality control issue from the whole release, the whole figure pack that I have, and that is this hand right here. Let's go ahead and bring it in so you can have a closer look. You can see the little paint blemish here on the back. There's like 2 spots. There's one here and then one here. And then on the thumb as well, which I'm not sure if you all can see that well or not. But yeah, just one hand, there's like little paint spots everywhere. But other than that, the figures are good. Closed fists, a lot of open hands, you know, 5 pairs of open hands here. And some of them I know are used for his like Hadouken. I'm not sure the name, and I do apologize. And just for the record, I'm not that huge into King of Fighters, though I do really enjoy the character design, so I want to go on record for saying that. And then you have your karate chopping hands here as well. So a great selection of hands. Now let's get into the accessories, because honestly, that's honestly the best part of this release. For our first accessory, we're going to be looking at this multiple punch hands here, which I think is so damn cool. Honestly, one of the most like very thought of accessory. I feel like, you know, this is like a high IQ accessory here. But anyway, so what you want to do is you want to remove his wristband there, and then you'll grab this one, slide it down like so. And I think I have this on the wrong hand. Oh well. And then just grab a closed fist here and then put it in. Let's see. There we go. There we go. So, wrong arm, but you get the gist of it. It looks really good. It's highly effective, and it gets the point across. So that's why I'm super thrilled with this accessory. They did a great job from Collectibles. Now, let's go ahead and bring in the main event, and that is going to be his sphere here. That looks really good. I mean, this is huge, bro. This is like almost the same size of the figure itself. Now you do also get a stand, which I have it right here. 1 second. Yeah, so you do get a stand with this as well. And I also brought with me the Evil RYO sphere, so you can see what that looks like in comparison. I mean, and really, I'm not kidding when I say it's like 3 times the size. You know, which one do you think is going to win in a clash? I think it's pretty obvious which one. Well, I mean, you know, we'll have to see, but Yeah, so these are the differences here. A lot of changes, a lot of improvements, and it has me excited to see what other crazy accessories we're going to get from the King of Fighter line. I mean, because there's some pretty wild ones. So yeah, this is the comparison here between these two. So now with that out of the way, let's get into the final conclusion. Storm Collectibles RYO SAKAZAKI is another great example of how awesome Storm Collectibles are. If you are a fan of the channel, then you know here on Mars we love Storm Collectibles because of their awesome presentation, their overall aesthetic, the accessories you get with these figures, just incredible. And it seems that Storm Collectibles is going to be putting a lot of effort into King of Fighters. I, for one, am all for it. Again, I'm not too familiar with the franchise, so I'm going to be learning along the way. Please be patient with me, and please let me know down below your favorite moments of King of Fighter, what you're looking forward to the most. I know we have Nameless coming out very soon, the first of next year, first quarter of next year, so there's a lot of excitement surrounding King of Fighters and Storm Collectibles. If you haven't seen my latest Storm Collectibles review of Baki Hanma Battle Damage version, go check it out. Definitely go check out the Storm Collectibles playlist, and we will see you all next time. Peace.